good to see you all. So you have two of your national vice presidents together here, and we're so excited to come to you live from the Gold Coast, but also all over Australia and New Zealand. Super inspired for all of you, and inspired by all of you, and excited for this amazing call. And you know what? I just want to kick off tonight's amazing Nation of Energy course. It's going to be run by 7 of our top leaders. I just want to say, I was blown away with your October to a realm that I can't even comprehend, and the elevations and the success and the bonuses and everything is just beyond comprehensible, but I know it's what we're made of. So I actually know that that's what we deserve, and that's what you are creating, and it's exactly how I expected it to be. Although I want you to realize that you need to truly believe in yourself now for a massive November, because not only are you going to get the big paychecks from October, which is what you all created and what you all stood for, but you really are the belief forces. And at the end of the day, we are our belief. That's all we are. And that's what we need to really remember in this amazing organisation. So October was the biggest we've ever had in success of 2016. And tonight you have 7 phenomenal leaders that have not only gone first step regional vice president, second step regional vice president, 100,000 club, and first step nation. So we thought, who better to show you the way than these amazing people that have absolutely done the do right in front of our eyes. So please mute yourselves, get your pens and paper out, and get really excited about what is on tonight. And I'm going to hand over to Christy for a few words.
Hey everyone. So what I wanted to say is, I guess coming from someone who has been in the business for 3 years, I never get tired of that amazing vibe and the momentum we felt last month. And there will be periods in our business where we feel the momentum and we don't. I said this on the vice president call last night. Last month just had this amazing buzz about it. There's no other business like it. There's no other job that you will work in that you'll feel that. So in your team, no matter if you've just started or you've been in the business for a long time, you have the ability to create that momentum and energy in your team. Like, remember Debbie Neal? I don't know if you've all heard it. Debbie Neal did a training where she said when she first started the business, her email to her first consultant was, "Dear team, just rock it and make it happen," because there's no better feeling. And the girls who are talking tonight, some of them tripled their QV to hit the elevations that they hit. So I can't express enough how much I really want every single one of us to all feel like we're exactly the same, and we all have the same opportunity, the same product, the same business, the same amount of time in the day. So take in what these girls have done. And as much as you guys are probably, the girls who are doing the call are probably nervous because they're speaking to everyone, be so proud of what you've already achieved. And just share with everyone what you did to do it, because at the end of the day, it starts with you deciding you're going to make it happen and having that determination, having a strategy to make it happen. So having a really clear strategy on how to make it happen, and then just creating that and helping your team. This business is all about helping other people hit their goals so that you then hit yours as well. It's about helping other people. So I'm excited to hear what everyone else is talking about because of the excitement that was in October, and just feel like no matter, okay, if anyone saw all the posts about everyone's elevations and felt like, they're so lucky, I wish I could do that. You can do anything. You can turn it around. So take the tips from what the girls have to say tonight and create that in your team, because if it's what you want, anything's possible. And you've still got 2 whole months before the end of the year. So sit back when you're holidays and feel amazing about what you've achieved. So let's harness a little bit of that excitement. And I know that the girls I've been talking to last month, they're just excited. They're buzzing. They've been in so much activity. There's no shortcut to what we do. And unless you've been in the business for years and years and years and years, a first step region, first step nation doesn't just, oh, wow, I'm a region or a nation. You work for it. It's exciting and your whole team back you. So that's what we want to hear about tonight. So I'm going to hand over to Cherie. Was there anything else you wanted to mention?
If each speaker speaks.
Thanks, Bubba. You don't mind.
Okay. So Cherie, when you start now, Cherie, you can just pin yourself at the top and then hand over to, do you know who? Yeah, all speakers, you guys know your order. So as you go, just pin yourself and then go for it. We're so excited to hear about what you have to say, and you guys have done it, so we want to hear it from the ones who have done it. So take it away, Cherie.
How do I pin? I'm sorry, this is new for me.
So at the top, up the top, it should have, on your screen, it'll have
I just want to say thank you, Cass and Cal and Christy, for putting this call together, because seriously, you guys are going to get so much out of it. And this nation, we're rocking. Like, we're the talk of all the other nations because of it. So if you don't know me, I'm Emma Mackay. I'm a mum and a wife. I've got 2 little babies. And we also own a conventional floor covering business in Mackay. So that keeps me super busy. That's a full-time. Arbonne, why it's so important to flexibility that we haven't had before and a simpler life. So I've now been with Arbonne for 2 years next month, and have definitely felt like there's times where we've had ups and downs for sure, but I'm hoping that tonight that you can take away some tips that really help you to amplify your business, have it lift off and completely continue to grow and be where you want to be as well in your business. So I've got 5 tips that I wanted to share with you tonight. My first one is to keep it simple. You know, at presentations, at business appointments, don't try and reinvent the wheel. We've got a system that works. Be really simple with it. Sometimes we want to try and I'm guilty of this. You want to try and show people everything that you know, but hold back and just use our tools, our ASVP packs. Focus on them at presentations. Keep it really simple. You don't need to know everything in this business, but what you do need to do is listen and listen to what they are asking for. So doing less talking, which as you can imagine is very hard for me at times, and more listening. And then doing less telling and more asking. And that will get you so much further. My second point is to use the system. We've got iDesign. Now, this is world class. World class. Now, other nations wish they had iDesign in their grasp, because Cass and the girls have designed something that is seriously so incredible. So if you're on iDesign but you don't know it back to front, know it back to front. Go and learn it, because honestly, there have been times in my business when I've been feeling flat or low, or I've struggled, or I don't know where to go. I go to iDesign and I've gone through, Cass has got, there are just archives of motivational videos on there. If you're feeling that you need a little bit of something different, go in there and have a look. It is honestly, it's the Bible of Arbonne. It truly is. So if you're not sure what to say or do, go there and find it. Don't go to your upline about that. Go there and find it, because there are gems waiting to be found in there. So use our system. iDesign is amazing. Use it to its fullest. My third point is consistency. Now, if you asked me in your business, one thing, I would say it's being consistent. Every single day, from the day that I started, I was told on the day that I started, you need to do 2 things. You need to grow yourself every single day and grow your business every single day. So now we call growing our business side of things the DMO. We call growing ourselves our personal power hour. So I can honestly say that there have been times when I've had a crazy busy day and I've come home and I am beat. But you know what? Instead of turning on that TV or instead of turning on Facebook, I'll go and find a SoundCloud. I'll go and find something to motivate myself and something to develop myself and to grow myself so that I'm a better leader, I'm a better person. So do that every day. Every day you want to grow yourself and you want to grow your business. So before you go to bed at night, I want you to ask yourself, today, have I done that? Have I grown myself today? And have I done something to grow my business? And if the answer is no, even on the days when you don't feel like it, pick up the phone and make that message. Do your DMO, follow that person up, whatever it is to grow yourself and grow your business. That is absolutely key, so crucial. My fourth point is to amplify by 10. Now, there's a book that's called, it's by Grant Cardone, and it's the 10 times rule. And but at the moment, there's so many of us that are going for huge elevations, huge. And so we need to amplify it. And it talks about that why people don't succeed and stick to their goals is because they might set this big goal, but they never act big enough and for long enough and persistently enough. So if you're going for a big elevation, does your activity match your goal? So if you want to launch your business, this is where Cass talks about a plane taking off. We need that massive momentum to take that plane off. So times it by 10. Times everything in your business for this short period of time by 10. So if you are offering the business to somebody once a day, do it 10 times a day for this period of time. Do it 10 times a day if you want to really reach that big goal that you have. Now's the time to do it, but do it 10 times and do it consistently. If you want tote bags, amplify them by 10. It flows right through. And honestly, can I say to you that far out, you will just be blown away by what you can create by doing that, even for a period of time such as 30 days. Blown away. My fifth point, which is your why to your goal. Now, by now, everybody should have done up their monthly strategy form. It's on iDesign. Simply search it in the top tool in the toolbar and it'll bring it up. Now, every month we need to have that to our upline. But what I get everybody to do is I love them to write at the very top of their monthly strategy form. I want them to write their why every single month. And I want to see that why there every single month. Because when we attach our why to it, it's a whole nother level. So I'm going to be honest, for my first 12 months in my business, I really struggled with my why. And I couldn't work out. Everyone talked about this why that makes you cry. And I really struggled because the things that I thought should be my why weren't making me cry. And so I had to find something. And I really knew that was an area I needed to work on because I knew that's what I needed to amplify my business. So I read a lot of books about it. I did a lot of personal development, a lot of soul searching about it. And please, I beg of you, if you feel a little bit the same way, and I know a lot of people do struggle with it, I beg of you to go and do the personal development, invest in yourself and find your why, because that changes everything. I have made up to help me as well, because I'm a visual person. I think all of us are to a certain extent, on iMovie. Now, don't take away time. This is not time that's going to grow you and grow your business. This is not something you take away from those two facets of your business. But absolutely, I have done up an iMovie that I've popped in there, my affirmations, I've popped in my visualizations, I've actually popped in as well things that motivate me, my why, things that pump me up. I've got my music that in there, that a song that really means a lot to me and pumps me up, because you know what? I get scared about making those business appointment calls too. And I get really nervous about presenting or launching somebody. So when I need to be on fire, I listen to my video. It goes for 3 minutes and I watch it. And sometimes I'll watch it twice or 3 times or 4 times or 5 times in a day. I watch it as part of my personal hour as well, but I watch it whenever I need it because I have it on my phone and I have it with me all the time. My kids know the song off by heart. So absolutely doing something that works for you to make sure your why at the top of your monthly strategy forms absolutely connects with your goal. So they're just a couple of points from myself that I wanted to share with you all. I hope it's helped. And honestly, this is the most incredible business. So invest in yourself because it will so be worth it. And to tell you the honest truth, if I can do this, you absolutely can too. It's just following the simple steps and keep going. So I'm going to hand over to the beautiful Tegan, who I cannot wait to hear from. This lady's enthusiasm is so infectious, and she is a regional vice president in qualification. So exciting! Working alongside a hugely busy life, she also has her own business that she works. She's a total superstar. Tegan, I'm going to hand over to you, and I cannot wait to hear your tips, my love.
Hello everyone, I'm so sorry, I'm actually sitting in my car right now. Thank you so much, Cherie, for everything you just said. They were the best tips. I've been listening and driving, just coming back from a presentation, and I thought, I'll nearly make it home about what I talk about tonight. Writing your goals, seeing your goals, saying your goals, and then doing them. So 4 things. So for me, sorry, I'm just trying to, here we go. That might be better. So for me, last month was absolutely massive. And I think it was probably the first time in the 2 years that I've been doing this that I really, really got down to business and took what I needed to do really, really seriously. So what I did, sorry, gosh, I'm so close to the screen. I'm trying to move myself back. So what I did, I really, really connected, and I took on all the advice that everyone says and that we sometimes don't actually take in, and I actioned it all. So the first thing I did was I wrote my goals everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So my goal last month was to do 45,000 QV, and so I had that written on my fridge door, on my bathroom mirror, on the home screen of my phone and my iPad, and actually right next to my bed. So when I woke up first thing in the morning, that was what I could see, my goal written there. And do you know what? I had done that before, but the thing that was different for me last month was that every time I saw it, I made a point of really, really taking it in. So when I opened the fridge door and I saw 45,000 sitting in front of me, I took a minute to actually take that number in and say, yes, I'm doing that. That's what I'm going to do. And so every time brushing my teeth, I would see that goal and I would take it in and say, yep, that's what it is. And I really, really internalized that. And I also did that for my whole team. So as a team, we all knew exactly what everyone else was doing, and I had that on my wall as well. So as soon as I woke up in the morning, not only could I see my goals, but I could see everyone else's goals as well. And so I really knew what they wanted to achieve and what I wanted to achieve, and that we could do it together. So that was my first tip. Write it down and write it everywhere. And then from that, and I've kind of covered it already, is see it. So you've written it down, you know, and then see it everywhere. And with the goals, when you see them, know where every single piece of QV is coming from. So sometimes we write our goals and we say, yep, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this massive big goal, but we don't actually know how we're going to do it. For me, going into Region Qual, I had about 8 attempts at getting into Region. So it did take me quite a few goes. And so this time, what I made sure I did was that I knew absolutely where every single thing was coming from. And I could see that everywhere. I knew all the presentations that I had. I knew all the people that I wanted to talk to. And I could see it everywhere. And so every time I saw it, I was reminded of what I needed to do so I could take action towards it. And then the next big thing that we did was I said it to so many people. And the first time I actually said it, I'm going to blame the lovely Christy Payer for this. Earlier this month, Christy came down to visit her mum, and we caught up for Champers, and she said to me, hey, let's do a video about how cool Q is and how great she is and all the wonderful things that she does. And I was like, yes, that's an amazing idea. And then when she started the video, she was like, hey everyone, guess what? Tegan's going region. And if you have seen that video floating around in the Pay a Nation page, you'll probably notice my face looking a little bit shocked when she said that. But putting it out there, that was a really big thing. Like, I wanted to vomit. Even now this month, thinking about the goals that I have to achieve, it makes me feel sick to think about it. So, but once it was out there, once, you know, Christy had put it out there, we all just started saying it. And that was so crucial to my belief in doing it, because it was, it was out there, and you can't take it back once it's out there. And then once other people start to believe it as well, you feel responsible for making it happen. So once you have written your goal down, you know exactly how you're going to get there to it. You see it all of the time, so you know the steps you need to take towards it. You say it, you declare it to everyone, sometimes before you're ready. Then the next and most important step is actually doing it. So it's really, really common for all of us to have this notion that we all know what we have to do, but it's just a matter of getting it done. And we say it to ourselves, oh yeah, I know I have to do this, or I know that I need to speak to this person, but we don't actually follow through and take the step of doing it. So knowledge isn't enough. Action is what it actually takes. So I made a deal with myself that every time I thought something, I actually had to follow through and do it. So for example, if I thought, oh my goodness, I really need to send a message to that person, I couldn't just think it. I then had to follow through and send that message. And sometimes that was really, really scary. And the way I did it was I just didn't think about it. I just did it. So I would say, okay, I've thought about it, right, it has to happen. And I would send my message straight away, sometimes even without proofreading it, which I very much dislike, but it just meant that we got the action done. And doing it also meant that if something didn't go to plan, so a person that I thought was, yes, they're going to be amazing and they're definitely going to sign up and they're going to be such a great contribution to our team, if that didn't happen, I didn't go, oh, well, next time. I made that up in something. So I had a really big presentation that I was really counting on, that I thought was going to be awesome. I cancelled 3 days before. And so instead of just going, oh, I've got the Friday night off now, I rang my next door neighbour and gave her 3 days notice to put on a presentation for me. And it was still an amazing presentation. And I actually used something that I hadn't used in a long time, and I advise people when they start to use it, is the whole, you know, can you do me a favour? Can you help me out? So I said to her, oh my goodness, we have brand new presentations that we're doing in our team, and I don't know them, and I have to teach them to other people. And so can you please do me a huge favour? I need to practice. Can I please practice on you? Can you please round people up so that I can practice? And she helped me out by doing that. On the day of the presentation, she's like, oh, there's only 3 people coming. And so I jumped on the phone and I started ringing our neighbours in our street. And we ended up with a really good crew there, and everyone really enjoyed it and loved the product. And so I now have lots of new preferred clients in my street. So for me, my biggest tips is really, really engage and do it. You can't expect to grow and to grow a business and to be an amazingly successful business person if you're not living it and loving it and breathing it. So that's what we need to do. And as Christy said, we had massive growth to achieve it. In September, my area did 22,000. Last month we did 43,000. So we almost doubled. So if I can do that, anyone can do that. It's just a matter of really wanting it and going after it and doing what you say that you are going to do. So I believe now, yes, very massive effort. I believe now that I am handing over to the lovely Michelle, who is going to tell us about being Second Step Region. I am very, very keen to hear all about this. So thank you very much, guys. Sorry I'm in the car at a really bad angle.
Oh, that was amazing. Thank you, Tegan. Now, I still can't see how to pin. What do I click on?
I think right click yourself. If you right click Michelle,
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Unmute.
Hooray.
Can you wave at me, honey, and I'll pin you? I can't.
Yep,
Where
got
are
it, I
you?
think.
I cannot see you.
I should be pinned, no?
I can't even see you. Maybe.
I pinned you, Shell.
Oh,
Okay, I'm pinned.
Pinned.
Awesome. All right, so what I'm sharing for you tonight is think big, start small, and move fast. So these are all things that I try and tell myself all the time. So definitely haven't mastered, but working on. So first one is to think big. So you really have to build the belief so huge and sell yourself on what's possible first. So that way you approach all aspects of your business with huge enthusiasm and excitement, because that is what's going to attract people to your business and encourage your team to get into the same momentum. So thinking really big, your goals, setting a goal. I love from Kelly Budnick, setting awesome goals, great goals, and good goals. So your awesome goal needs to be so huge that it encompasses every single person in your team and their awesome goal too. And that creates this huge vision for something absolutely massive. And that is 100% possible. So thinking really big. I still love the great and the good goals because I am a bit of a, perfectionist at times. And so for me, having my goals written down with awesome beside it, great, good, has been so beneficial when it comes to, all the different areas, PQV, central, sponsoring, all of that. Because then at the end of the month, when I reflect on where I'm at, I can remind myself that was great, Michelle. Like that was great. Give yourself a break and keep moving on. So whereas if I just had the awesome goal, I would, I'm my biggest critic. So setting those goals and reminding yourself to celebrate along the way, absolutely everything. So for me, having a journal, it's called a Joy in the Journey journal. And every awesome little thing that happens, I put it in that journal and really training my mind to see all the positives, because that's definitely been something for me on my journey, is focusing on all of the awesome things that are happening. Thinking really big, because, the stats are, if you stay in a business like this for 10 years and actively work your business, you will be at the very top. You will be a national vice president. So 95%, that is huge. So that, that is enough on its own to build massive belief. And thinking about your business, sort of like after talking to my financial advisor and thinking about the stock market. So you can't just, look at this little tiny snapshot and there's an up and there's a down and, oh no, we're going down. You need to think of it over that 10-year spectrum. And the broader and the bigger your vision, the less you notice the variations. You just see that you've gone from here to here, and that's awesome. So think big picture, think long term, and don't let the little drops in your stats or, in your business or sponsoring or whatever it may be, cloud your big vision, because people will come, people will go, things will be thrown at you, and that's what grows you the most. So certainly that's what is going to make you such an inspirational leader, is not what you do when things are awesome, but what you do when things are not so awesome. You've got to push through that. Nothing is ever a waste. So think big picture. If you go and you do a presentation and there are no sales from that presentation, you do not know what that will lead to. People, now I've been in the business, going on 3 years, so over 2.5 years, people are joining now that, I spoke with 2 years ago, or people are now checking out the product, from connections years ago. So you never know where the rabbit trail will take you. Nothing is ever a waste. Someone that you meet might connect you with somebody else. You never know. So nothing's ever a waste. Always be thinking of, well, that wasn't so great today, but I really am excited for where that will lead me in the future. yeah, and if it was a really crappy thing that happened, well, that is going to make a brilliant story to tell your team and inspire them to get through really crappy things too. Always good stories to have on stage when you're speaking at AAC as an MVP and things like that. And while you're thinking big, remember that absolutely everything you do and say and everyone you connect with is going to create ripple effects that you will never even, comprehend or understand. So you are going to be inspiring people that you don't even know are watching you. Hang on, darling. Hang on. It's Mummy's turn. I'll be out in a sec. Sorry. So yeah, like just know that people are watching you, and yeah, absolutely everything you do impacts somebody's business or somebody's life, or, changes the direction. And the other thing that I love, while we're thinking big, is the exponential growth in this business. So in my inspo video, I have a water hyacinth. And so if you hear that, how that goes, it doubles and doubles and doubles and doubles. And this business can be like that. So when you're starting, there's just you, and then there's 2, and then there's 4, and it's exponential. So, it might seem huge to go from 10 to 20, but 20 to 40, 40 to 80, 80 to 160, it's exponential. So think really big. All right, second point, start small. So overwhelm creates paralysis. So if we have too many choices, too many ideas, too many goals, we do nothing. We get overwhelmed and we freeze up, or we just walk around in circles. Oh my God, I've got to go regen. What do I do? So we need to keep it so simple. Recreating the system wastes time. So go back to basics, DMO, personal power hour, DMO, power of 10. That's it. Cut out the rest, because it's just going to consume your time. And when you're going for an elevation, you don't have time. You need to be, proactive in every minute. So I have a note on my wall, and I encourage all of my new consultants to do the same thing. And that says, all we do is share the products and share the business opportunity. That's it. So when you're feeling overwhelmed, read that and go, oh yeah, okay, I'm doing that. I can do that. That's simple. Let's go. All right, so that start small. Move fast. So, it's okay to plod along at a comfortable pace when you're working your business regularly. But if you're going for an elevation, you need to move fast. So an elevation is about pulling everything back in and compressing it and getting as much happening as possible into a 1 month time frame. So that means connecting at every turn, and then asking until your calendar is full of activity. And that's the first step. Once you have the activity, that is when your belief is like, right, I've got all this activity, this can happen, and you jump in and do it. So you need that activity to launch yourself off the ground. And if you're feeling like I've got no activity, you need to be connecting and asking until you do, because that's where it's going to come from. It's always going to come from you, and that's what's going to encourage your team. So urgency is key. So bring everything back. Every single conversation counts. Every single day counts. So everything needs to be ASAP. If you catch up with somebody today, and they want to try products, they should have that tote bag today or like tomorrow. You could have a business appointment by the end of the week, a launch, the following weekend. So in terms of business appointments, if people are looking to join your business, have them signed and launched ASAP, and even not waiting for their launch to book in activity. So for example, if it's Monday, they're signing up, their launch is on Saturday, you could get together with them on Monday and book out heaps of presentations and totes and samples in the post, and, get asking and offering the business to find them their first 3 consultants before they even launch on Saturday. And that way they're going to have this team pumping with them straight up. So really bring it all back in as soon as possible. And yes, personal development. So that has been a huge key, because without it, you're going to be cracking for about 2 weeks, and then you're going to have this 3rd week pity party go on, where you're like, it's too huge, I can't do it, and you'll waste a week. So you need to be doing your personal power hour daily so that you can cruise past that third week and absolutely run through any hurdles that are thrown at you and keep running till the very last second without doubting it for a minute. So that's all from me. I am handing over to the amazing Beck Blaney. Over to you. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, Winnie. And you know what? We're all backing you 100% to finish off region. And I know all the vice presidents can't wait to have you in, you know, the VP team. So everyone's backing you and so exciting. So my tips are pretty much, you know, I've been running the business for 3 years now. So it's definitely something, my tips tonight of what I've been doing for the last 3 months and, you know, over the last 2 months and last month, really amping it up. So my biggest tip, and we've heard it so often tonight, is consistency. And everything I'm going to run through tonight, if you're doing that consistency then you're going to have, you know, a massive organization. So start every day like you are a brand new consultant. So every time you get out of bed, you're a brand new consultant. Who can you offer the business to? Who can you offer the product to? And I know that's all a part of our DMO, but if you treat this business every single day like you're a brand new consultant, then you're going to have an incredible organization. You need to believe that you're going to succeed. If you don't think that you're going to become a district, an area, a region, a nation, if you don't believe that, how do you expect anyone else that, you know, to follow you? And if you have a team, how do you expect your team to follow you? So you need to believe it. So, you know, before you get off this call tonight, you need to believe that you are going to the top and you're bringing so many other men and women with you. Okay, you're all going to be sitting in Maui. You're going to be driving a Mercedes. Like, you just need to, you know, you need to believe it. So you need to think and you need to talk like an RVP and MVP. So you need to know that you're going to be in your Mercedes and you're going to say to people, and I know I did when I was going region and when I'm going, you know, I'm going nation now, you need to tell people you're going to Maui, like friends, family, you know, you're going to be driving that Mercedes Benz. So you need to be, you know, talking and thinking like you're going to be an RVP and an MVP, because you will. You will, if you're consistent at the business and you just keep going and you never give up, you'll get there. So your why is so important in this business. We hear it so often. Your why is so important. The days that if there's a tough day, a tough week, you need to think back to your why, because that's what's going to keep you going in this business, and that's what's going to keep you to never give up. So make sure that, yes, that's strong. And, you know, you just constantly, that's what's going to drive you. Your personal power hour, we've heard it, the personal power hour is so important. So especially over the last 2 months, I've been really active in the personal power hour, you know, getting up early, affirmations, my goals, my exercise, my reading, you know, my audios. There's so much out there in regards to learning, and the more you learn and develop yourself, the better for your business. And the thing is, if you're doing that, your team's going to do that. And if you're a team of one, if you're doing that, your consultant's going to be doing that as well. So really recommend that, you know, you're doing that every day, and that's just a part of your day. So sticky notes. So sticky notes are so important. So last month I had sticky notes on my fridge, in my bathroom, on the bedside table, in my office, on my computer. Like, sticky notes were absolutely everywhere. They were called the QB goal that I wanted, and the income that I wanted, and the amount of new. So sticky notes, absolutely, yes, write them around everywhere. So so the personal power I spoke about, it's quite, you know, I quite amped it up. So every morning I read my goals and write them down, and every night I read and write my goals, and same with affirmations as well. Read them and write them every single night and morning. Night, when you go to sleep, you've got your subconscious mind. Yeah, so if you're reading your affirmations and your goals before you go to bed, it is so bad. If you look at subconscious, you're sleeping, you know, I think it's very powerful. Visualization as well. So when I was going for my Mercedes, and, you know, the year leading up to it, I shared this before on the last call, I would visualize myself driving the car, what it felt like, how the leather felt, how, you know, proud I was, how proud my husband was. Like, I would visualize, you know, I knew what song I was going to play. So you need to be visualizing those kinds of things because, you know, visualization is so powerful. And Sheree mentioned it before as well. I've also got a visualization iMovie. So it goes through, you know, it's got photos of my husband, my little daughter, me being in Maui, cocktails in Maui. It's got a whole lot of affirmations and what I want and all those kinds of things. And I shared with the areas before. If you want a copy of that, I'm more than happy to share it with you. I then have uploaded that to YouTube, and I've chose in YouTube unlisted. So, you know, really just, you know, you can use that and visualization. And as the girl said, like if you're having a really crap day, then you can listen to that. Or, you know, if you're going into a presentation, listen to that. Going to an appointment, listen to that. Yeah. So I listen to my visualization in the morning and also before I go to bed as well. So there's a lot before I go to bed, but my brain has got a lot of good stuff going before I fall asleep. So vision boards, have your vision board. If you don't have your vision board, it's very, very powerful. Have the vision board, you know, somewhere where you're always going to see it, and have everything that you want on that. So your car, you know, your dream home, where you want a holiday, you know, your family, everything that's important to you and all your goals and where you want to go in your business. I also have a vision board on my phone. So that's just got a few videos and then it's got a couple of affirmations on there as well. So it's there when I unlock my phone. It's there when I look at my phone for a message, call, the time, all that kind of thing. It's always there. Yeah. So you want things to be always there. It's always going to remind you. And you know, you could put how much QB you want for the month on, you know, on that as well. So, and also on your visualization board. Do your DMO daily. So what I did different last month to the months before is I amped it up. I amped up how many people I was offering a business to, how many people I was following up with, and how many new connections, you know, I made. So I really just amped up my DMO, and I'm having the flow effect from that is incredible. So amp up your DMO, and it's going to really, you know, accelerate your business. And you know what? If you miss out on a day, you need to do that day the next day. Yeah. So if you've had a tough day, you just haven't been able to do your DMO for that day, then do 2 follow-ups the next day, 2 new connections the next day, and 2 business appointments the next day. So the DMO is all about making new connections. So how do you make new connections? So there's a few tips that I do and what I've done. And from doing that, I've actually got a brand consultant on the call. I'm so proud of her for being on with people on LinkedIn. And, you know, just made new connections and offered them the business and all that kind of thing. And then I've then asked them to join on Facebook. So making new connections, so LinkedIn, Instagram, however it is, they're going to be watching your journey. They may join straight away. They may not join. They may watch for 6 months. They may watch for 12 months, whatever it is. But making new connections and having them follow your journey, eventually they're going to want in, or at least want to, you know, use the product and be a preferred client or client. So make new connections. We're in a relationship building business, yeah. And you know, your network is your net worth. So how many people do you currently have on Facebook that, you know, you've built connections with, say, over the last 6 months? Like, really have a look at that, because, you know, the more people that are watching your journey and what you're doing, they're going to want to do what you're doing. Yeah. And especially if you know where you're going. Don't ever stop sharing the business. Never, ever, ever stop sharing the business. We have an incredible gift, and this business changes lives. So whatever, you know, whatever they may want, like they may have money, but they don't have time, or they want extra money, or they want to leave their children, or whatever it is. Like, don't ever stop sharing this gift, and don't be scared to share the gift. I shared it in the last call. I'll share it again. I was so scared to offer it to beautiful, soon to be executive regional vice president Q Hall. And you know, like if I didn't follow up, if I didn't offer the business opportunity, like, you know, my business, you know, wouldn't be where it is. So like, offer it to people that scare you. You'd never know. And what scares me is like, now I think, oh, you know, I'm too scared to offer that person. What if I don't offer it to them and they like go and join another team, right? and don't join you because maybe they know that you were doing it, or they go to another network marketing company. So like, just offer it to them. And, you know, if you offer it to them, they say no, that's okay. In 6 months, 12 months from now, things may change and, you know, they may reconsider and go, oh, that's right. You know, Beck offered me that opportunity. You know, I might take a look at it now. So just never know when someone's circumstances are going to change if they say no. Yeah, don't hold back. And do your team know, you know, where your vision is? So even if you're a team of one, do you know where you're going? Because they need to know where you're going, yeah? So if you don't know your vision after tonight, really think about what your vision is, you know, and tell your team, you know, where you want to go in this business. Don't be scared to use social media. Social media is a huge, huge, huge platform. I've kind of like amped my social media up a little bit. And, you know, it's a huge platform and so many people are watching. They're not always going to comment or like, but so many people are watching and they're going to start asking what you're doing. So, you know, make sure you're using your social media platform, Instagram, Facebook and all that kind of thing. Do our power of 10, however it fits around your lifestyle. Yeah, like do whatever, like, you know, offering the business and, you know, just fitting around, dropping a tote bag off here and, you know, just however it's going to fit your lifestyle. Our lifestyles are all different. Yeah, we've got all the same time, but our lifestyles are different. So you've got to fit it in to suit you and suit your family and suit all those kinds of things, but make sure you're fitting the power of 10 in, doing the presentations, doing the tote bags, offering the business, sending samples, whatever you can to get people to be looking at the products or the business opportunity. Plugging in. So training calls. First of all, congratulations to every single one of you, especially if you're brand new in the business, for jumping on this call. Make it a commitment that the first Wednesday of every single month is the eNations call. Make sure you write that in your diary and be jumping on every single call that you can. You know, the circumstances or the activity and all that kind of stuff, you can't get on, they're always recorded, but being on the call, there's just such a better vibe than listening to, you know, a recording. So just make sure you're on. You know, attending your area hubs and conferences and all that kind of stuff, just really plug in. And be active on your Facebook pages that you're a part of. So be active, like things, comment things, because when you have team members coming in and joining your team, you know, they're going to want to see that, you know, you've been, you know, and they're going to want to feel inspired by what you've been already doing on your pages. So make sure, you know, you're doing that. And so one thing that I did last month and a little bit the month before, differently to what I've done in the past, is actually third-party validation. So what that is, for example, if I have a prospect, they already know my story, I would then introduce them to my upline, Christy, yeah? Or if my girls have a prospect, they would then introduce them to me. So it's just like another, I guess, story. And, you know, what is it? Facts tell, stories sell, yeah? So it's just another way of, you know, to introduce the sponsor or the mentor or whatever it is. So make sure, did I say that wrong, Susan? Sorry. But make sure that, you know, like they've been a great way and, you know, the team are really pumped and so many new prospects are coming in and whatnot. So, I mean, up to you, but use those, like that definitely works best last. And what are you willing to commit to? Like, can you do 5 hours and commit to 5 hours? If you can do, you know, 10 hours, you can do yes, and do but don't do that. Okay, that is me. I'm all done. Next up is the beautiful, beautiful who is going first, almost done first at Nation last month. Nicole, you're truly inspiring and I can't wait to hear your tips.
Thanks, beautiful Beck, and you too. Oh, this is such a great call. I feel so nervous. We're really nervous, but I'm excited, right? We're not nervous, we're excited to share. So when Cass asked for us to speak on the call, she talked about, I guess, sharing our tips to get to where we are. So as Beck said, we are not too far off Nation Qual, which is really, really exciting. So I'm sure there are lots of faces on the screen that don't know me. So I just want to introduce myself very quickly. So my name's Nicole Barrett. I live in Mackay in North Queensland. I have a little girl who is almost 3 and a little baby boy who's 7 months. I've been doing Arbonne now for almost 3 years. So the beautiful RVPQ Michelle Brownsy that spoke earlier tonight, she was brave enough to start this business with me. So yeah, she and I started in February 2014 with tiny little bubbers. So that's me. I was a primary school teacher a long time ago, but child safety is definitely my passion, and I officially resigned 2 weeks ago. I actually feel sad about it because I'm not someone who, really disliked their job or anything like that. I really love my job working in child protection, and I'm going to miss it. I already miss it being on maternity leave now, but I am someone who is so grateful that I have Arbonne, because right now it gives me choices in my life that I had not imagined possible. And I know that I wouldn't love my job as much now I have children, and that would be taking away from my babies. So I'm super grateful that I have Arbonne in my life, thanks to NVPQ Danny Leaks. So I want to share with you tonight too. So I've been doing Arbonne for a little while now, and we've had lots of tips, and I've had lots of things before as well, and it's like that taking it on, right? So I want to share with you, I guess, a little story for me, 2 concepts that have hugely shifted my mindset in 2016. So I think that's important because we've had such growth this year. So like I said, I started my business almost 3 years ago, and it exploded. So we were a region 6.5 months after I started my business, which is just insane. And then 12 months after that, we became an executive region, and now here we are. So I have moved my MVP date about 5 times because I stepped into this business. We exploded, and I was ready to, I was going nation like, my first GTC. That was my plan. And so that was a couple of years ago now, but we're still here and we're still growing. And so I have, the 2 tips I have tonight are around my story this year, I think, and how it's brought me to where we are now. So saying yes for me has never been difficult. I love people. I love connecting. I will say yes to anything and everything. In fact, sometimes it's more the opposite. I probably say yes to too much and it all gets a bit hairy. But being hectic, being busy, being intense, amping it up is not my problem. I love that. I thrive on that, if I'm honest. So I really, really enjoy it. Arbonne has absolutely become it is almost my life. It's a part of everything that I do, and I love that, and I'm really thankful for that. So my story this year, earlier this year, towards the start of the year anyway, we lost 2 area managers, about 5 or 6 district managers, and several other business building consultants to another network marketing company. They left, and there was a whole ripple effect of that across my executive region, and that's okay. I mean, we have ups and downs, right? We weren't, it was fine. We were still moving forward, but I absolutely knew that it was up to me to shift the feeling throughout my region and my team and where we were going. So I had a baby, my beautiful boy, at the very end of March this year, right on Easter weekend, little Easter Sunday bubby is. So, and New Zealand was launching at the very beginning of June. And New Zealand was the most incredible opportunity, and so much happened around the New Zealand launch for me personally, my mindset, and this is where my 2 tips come in. So New Zealand is a huge opportunity for us. It was, and it still is, and it's going to be for the years to come. And if you're not thinking about growing a global business, you are selling yourself short. Like Michelle said, think big, think really, really big. Start small, move fast. So I knew that New Zealand was up to me to show my team what was possible and how we needed to do this. So my little baby boy was 9 weeks old. He had a passport before he had a Medicare card, that is for sure. So he was 9 weeks old. We were over there when he was 9 weeks old, my 2.5-year-old little girl and my husband. And it was absolutely the most amazing trip. I was so excited. Don't get me wrong, Arbonne is amazing. It's not always smooth sailing. So don't think that when you hit bumps in the road, you're the only person that does. Michael's brilliant, but it was a battle to, get him to see that this was going to be worth our time and worth our investment going as a family. So we went to New Zealand. It was amazing. We spent 2 weeks there. I had the most incredible time. We had a lovely family time together. I had an amazing time meeting so many new people, growing my business, putting myself out there, all of those sorts of things, and seeing Arbonne as the incredible global business opportunity that it is. At the same time, it was also probably one of the hardest, most physically, mentally, and emotionally challenging experiences of my whole entire life. I think about it now and I almost want to cry, because I honestly felt like I nearly broke. My baby was 9 weeks old. He still now wakes up every hour and a half, 2 hours, 24 hours a day. He does not travel well in the car, screams in the car. And I decided we were driving from Auckland to Queenstown. He came everywhere with me. He was amazing. Luce is a whirlwind, you know. Lucinda is my little girl. She is amazing and full on. Michael's great, but you know, mum life, like, you know, he was there, but I'm not even kidding you. I have a 2.5-year-old little girl and a 9-week-old baby boy. Luce ended up somehow wearing his clothes, the baby boy's clothes. Like, how does that happen? You know, like, wow. So mums, you know, you're when you're a mum, you're doing so much. So I was so busy trying to look after the kids. I was constantly on my phone, messages and activity and booking accommodation. We never knew where we were going to be each night. I don't think I slept at all that entire time. I still don't sleep now. But it was so hectic and full on. And I had moments in that time where, you know, my baby boy is screaming and I'm driving in the middle of, I don't know where, in New Zealand on my own, trying to get back to this hotel room, or, you know, coming out of events or whatever. And I had moments where I was going, what am I doing? Seriously, what am I doing? You know, and I had this realization that, like, this is hard. This is really hard. And I had this realization that, you know what? I am prepared to do what most people are not prepared to do. It is hard. And I'm prepared to give it my best, show up every day with and focus on all of the positives and all of the wonderfuls. Because like I said, that trip was still amazing. It was so hard, but it was absolutely amazing. And it did so much for me, but to have that realization, to have that appreciation of myself, that I'm prepared to do what most people aren't prepared to do. And that is going to be the difference, right, for me, because I'm going to make a difference in my life because I'm prepared to do what most people aren't. So are you prepared to do what most people aren't prepared to do? Because you're going to have to get a little bit uncomfortable. And it's not about comparing hards, because certainly my hard isn't hard compared to other hards. And I'm reminding myself that and I don't need a pity party either, like, you know, because it's like you do that to yourself, right? Oh, this is so hard. No one else understands how hard this is for me. You know, I've got so much pressure. And something that I've been saying to myself lately, particularly when I'm finding myself in a really hard moment, I say, you know what? Yeah, this is hard. And you are freaking amazing. Try that on for size when you're next having a really difficult moment in your life, in your business. You know what? Yeah, this is hard. Don't try and tell yourself it's not hard, or it's not hard to compare to someone else over there. It is hard. It's your hard. And you know what? You're freaking amazing, and you're going to get through it. And you're going to be better, bigger and better on the other side. I promise you. I promise you. Finding that joy in the journey, like Michelle talked about, and having that. So it was incredible. So that's my one tip, my first tip there. So be prepared to do what other people are not prepared to do. And in that, be prepared to do what you should do and not what you feel like doing. I show up and I show up with my whole heart, and I give everything that I've got, whether I feel like it or not. Because the truth is, I draw more energy from the showing up, than I would if I said, you know what, I can't tonight, I'm sorry, and not showing up. So do what you should do and not what you feel like doing, because the magic, that's the discipline. And I promise you, you're going to feel so much better if you did do it. It's like going to the gym or whatever. You know, you don't feel like it, but when you go, it feels amazing and you want to. So do what you should, not what you feel like doing, and see the change in your results when you do that. So worth it. Okay, so we got back from New Zealand, and I gave myself a little pat on the back for going, yeah, you know what, you are awesome, because I have so much pride in my team and everything that they achieve, but I so often struggle to find pride in my own actions and what I'm doing for myself. So find pride in yourself. But I knew that I'm not where I wanted to be, right? So I've been, doing this for a little while, absolutely want to go nation, but more than that, I just want to see other people in my business succeed. So I knew that what I always do, like I said, saying yes is not a problem for me. And applying pressure and knowing I want more, need to do more, be doing more, amplifying all of those sorts of things, that's not a worry for me. I can absolutely do that. But that for me wasn't getting the results that I wanted, right? So that for you might be a gap where you need to improve. Maybe you need a good kick up the ass. I don't know. But that for me, that go, if it's meant to be, it's up to me sort of mentality, I have that nailed. So I thought to myself, when I'm going after a goal, when I want something more, I do this, that go, hurry up. It's up to you, Nicole, go for it, right? And I thought, this is what I've been doing for the last couple of years. And it's not getting me the results I want. Not after, our explosive beginning to my business. It's not getting the results that I want. So I need to do something different. So I want to encourage you to reflect. Reflect, what are you doing now? Is it getting you the results you want? And maybe parts of it are and maybe parts of it aren't. So if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again and you're expecting a different result, that's the definition of insanity, right? So you're going to have to change it. You're going to have to look at what you're currently doing. So reflect on what you're currently doing, how you're operating in your daily, the way you operate daily, the way you interact, the way you run your business, the way you respect your business, your time, all of those sorts of things. And what do you think that you could be doing differently? So for me, it was definitely about clarity and intention. So like I said, I can do absolute gung-ho, going for it, amplifying, go. But for me, it was taking a moment to slow down, reflect, finding clarity and intention and movement with purpose. And so the personal power hour, sorry, I started with the miracle morning. The personal power hour for me has done that in a concrete sort of fashion. So I need consistency. That's what I need to build in my life. I need consistency. So the personal power hour provides that with me for me. So there's a structure in that. It's grounding. It nourishes me. It makes me stop. It makes me slow down because so often I'm too busy thinking, well, don't sit here and think about it. Get up and do it, Nicole. But sometimes I just need to slow down, take that time. And this is what your personal power hour does. It's a really big, deep breath in. And it sets your soul and your sights on exactly where you need to go. So the part of the personal power hour that has meant the most to me is set your intention for the day. And those small steps that I'm making every single day. So that has been really amazing. So personal power hour. But for you, what is it? What's missing for you? What's not working for you? So absolutely reflect. If you want to have something different, you're going to have to do something different than what you're currently doing. So I want you to reflect on these things. What are you doing right now that's working for you? So what's working? You want to keep that up. What could you be doing more of? So around that, what's working for you, I suppose. What do you need to start doing? What are you not doing right now that would be so good for you and your business? What do you need to start doing? What could you be doing less of? So that might be around delegation. That might be around, I don't know, however you're spending your time. What could you be doing less of? And what do you need to stop doing? Start doing, stop doing, more of, less of. Take time to reflect on that and change your perspective for where you're headed for the rest of the year because we've got so much to go. So, and within that practice of intention, I've also set a practice of reflection. So for me, that happens every single day. I reflect on my day and go, okay, Barrett, how'd you go? Whoa, stuffed up there, didn't you? You said yes to like 5 things and now you're freaking out and dinner's not cooked and the house is a mess and blah, 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 and I haven't done my DMO. What went wrong today? What are you going to do differently? And reflect daily, reflect weekly, reflect monthly and know, see what didn't work in your day and see what did work. And when you see what did work and all the amazing things, go and write it in your Joy in the Journey journal. Love alliteration, back like primary school days. Love some of the alliteration. Reflect, put that in your journal and open that because you can see all the spectacular things that are happening in your Arbonne business when you do that. So that's me. Hope that's helpful. And I have the absolute pleasure of introducing the Danny Leask NVPQ, this lady is such an urban idol for me. No, without a doubt. She was cracking up the other day because I told her how I feel like she's so much wiser than I am, and she is. So much younger too. Cheeky monkey, but she's way wiser. So you won't want to miss a beat of this. Here we go, Dan.
Thank you, Nick. Thanks, honey. So that was awesome. So many great tips in there. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm just trying to quickly work out how to, there we go, in my video. But yes, oh, how awesome's tonight been? So many great tips. We're so fortunate to be able to hear from all of these incredible people, and just be so grateful for that, because people would give their right arms to have these women who are, you know, earning amazing incomes, changing an incredible amount of lives, and they're on tonight to say, this is how I'm doing it. Like, how cool is that for you to just take on board, take it or leave it? But if you're smart, you'll be taking it and applying it, because these girls know where it's at. So what I want to talk about tonight is a little bit similar to what Nick was saying before about, you know, hitting the speed bumps and stuff. And I was really thinking today, the biggest thing that I have learnt this year that has really helped me create the momentum that's bringing us into Nation, which is super exciting. And I happened to see this quote the morning that we went into Nation Qual, and it said, success isn't built on success. It's built on failure, it's built on frustration, and sometimes it's built on catastrophe. And I just thought, oh my goodness, that is so insanely true. You know, when I first joined this business, I honestly thought that it must have just been easier for these guys. I really did. I thought, they don't have this, they don't have this, they don't have that. You know, I played the victim card a lot, and I thought for some reason it's working for them and it's not working for me. The thing is, I was so afraid to fail. I was so afraid to get something wrong. So I want to share with you guys tonight why we need to move away from that, you know. And a lot of what I've got tonight, today I ran around my house going through my favorite books and things where I've highlighted parts and written it down. So I'm going to read quotes and stuff tonight off of this. My notes are like this because they are the things that I refer to a lot, and they help me so much move forward, because we all have the hard days. You know, I cannot stress that enough. All the people you're hearing from tonight have gone through what you're going through. Okay, you're not alone going through that, and it's just understanding, like Nick was saying, about reflecting and moving on from that. And, you know, it's not that we don't make mistakes, it's that we don't keep making them. We learn from them and we alter them and we move it out of the way instead of repeating the same thing. So I love how Brene Brown puts it. This is one of my favorite things I've ever heard, because I think deep down one of the biggest reasons we're afraid to fail, we're afraid to give something a go, that if we fail, we'll be embarrassed. What will people think? If you put yourself out there and become vulnerable to telling the world that you are going to be an MVP in this business, or that you want to achieve a Mercedes-Benz, or you want a free holiday to Maui, or you want to change people's lives, people go, what are they doing? You know, and then you've put yourself out there, and now what are they going to say about you on the way, you know, when you go through your ups and downs and make the mistakes. And I love this, what Brene, because, you know, the reality of that is the only people who would ever laugh at you and put you down are the people who aren't doing it themselves. 100% are the people who aren't achieving anything. So if you're not in the arena getting your butt kicked, I am not interested in your feedback, is the biggest thing I think to myself all the time, like hands down, because it's only the people in the cheat seats that are going to put you down. Anyone else in the arena giving it a go are going to cheer you on and be like, you know what, get back up. I fell there too. I tripped over that hurdle too. And this is how you get up, and this is how you keep going. So know that, you know, that success is not this zoom line. It's ups and downs, and it's hurdles, and it's about growing who you are and enjoying that journey along the way. So I want to read this because I thought this was super powerful in one of my favorite books. And it's it's a quote by Hugh Prather. He's a self-help writer, a minister, and a counselor. And he's the author of a great book called Notes to Myself. And he says, I sometimes react to making a mistake as if I have betrayed myself. My fear of making a mistake seems to be based on the hidden assumption that I am potentially perfect, and that if I can just be very careful, I will not fall far from heaven. but a mistake is a declaration of the way I am, a jolt in the way I intend, a reminder that I am not dealing with facts. When I have listened to my mistakes, I have grown. How powerful is that? And it's just so, so true. And I love this. It doesn't matter how much milk you spill, as long as you don't lose your cow, right? You know, like, just keep at it. We're going to keep going. So the problem is, when we lose, when we make a mistake, when we feel like we're failing, we are very emotionally attached to that, and it paralyzes us and makes us feel like we're stuck. And all the good things that are happening in our business and in our lives, and, you know, you do great things in Arbonne, you do great things as a friend, as a parent, as a wife, as a husband, you know, whatever it is, but they sort of just go in your pocket, right? Like, you just, you know they're there, and it's, you don't really shine too much on that. But when you fail or you do something bad, that goes straight to your heart, and you feel it, and you're like, oh, you know, and it paralyzes you. So, and then what we do when we're feeling that is we compare ourselves to others straight away. It's like I'm vulnerable now, so I'm just going to beat the crap out of myself while I'm here. So we start to compare ourselves, and we don't compare on a fair level ever. You know, if someone's doing something bad, you compare your good intentions to what they're doing that's bad, right? And vice versa. When someone's doing something that's amazing, you compare your worst self to their best self, which isn't fair. And then this nasty circle of bad self-talk starts to kick in. And, you know, the most important person you talk to every day is yourself. It's crucial. It's everything, especially in this kind of business. This is the stuff that you need to get down pat. You are your biggest product. You're your biggest asset. You're your biggest everything. You need to nurture yourself and see yourself for what you are and speak to yourself the right way. So important. So losing gives us the opportunity to learn, but many people don't seize it. And that's when losing really hurts. The only tragedy comes when we suffer the loss without learning. Always remember, failure is just another opportunity to start again more educated. We need to not be afraid to fail, but embrace it and know that it means you're moving forward because you're learning. Failure is progress in every single sense of the word. And you know what? People who aren't failing aren't trying. That's it. Bottom line, book closed. So put yourself out there and give it a go, and know when you know what? If I had $1 for every time I left business appointment, product presentation, a tote drop, and went, why did you say that? That is not how I envisioned this business appointment to go. You know, or, oh my goodness, I forgot to put that in the tote bag. I can't believe I forgot that in the tote bag. Or I've handed them an old price list. Or, you know, but that's how I learned to be prepared. That's how I learned to grow and, you know, keep moving forward, is not to live there. You know, we make mistakes, but we don't live there. We learn from them and we move forward. And it's the biggest thing that you need to learn to be able to do. Successful people don't always succeed. They make mistakes like everybody else. They just don't keep making the same mistakes. So what are your common mistakes? Come back to, you know, be really dirt honest with yourself. When you look at your business, what areas do you feel like you're falling down? And you'll probably notice a pattern. They're roughly the same areas, right? You know, you've done 10 business appointments this year, but no one's joined your business. Why? Let's focus in on that. You know, you can't, could be many different things. You know, like Nick was saying before, when your house is catastrophe and nothing's working, when you go to bed at the end of the day, instead of doing the exact same things again the next day and creating that catastrophe and that day that, so to speak, was full of mistakes, revise that. Where could I do things a little bit differently that is going to give me the results that I want? Because that's not the result I wanted. I love, on a training call I listened to, and she said, it's like if you type out an essay for you're studying, you type out an essay and you print it off and it's got a type error in it. You don't want your lecturer to say, just keep printing it, just keep printing it, just keep printing it. There's not a miracle that's going to happen that's going to fix that typo. You have to fix the typo. You have to find it and fix it up to get the essay right. So where am I up to? Oh yeah, I love this. This is a quote that will hit home. It's one of my favorites, and it's by Alex Haley. Alex Haley, is how you say his name. Very inspirational speaker, writer, And he says, either you deal with reality or
reality will deal with you. And it's so true. So when you go to bed at night, I always think that, and I think about where reality is dealing with me and how I'm going to get the reins back and get the power back on that. So always know that there are many, always know that the many things you desire in life are attainable if you're willing to face reality. Knowing your starting place, count on the cost of your goal. Understand that every goal comes at a cost, everything. Recognize what that cost is and put in the work. Don't let your real situation discourage you. Everyone who got anywhere started where they were. It's so true. You know, the worst thing that we do when we start to fail, the worst thing is we pull out the victim card. And we're all guilty of it. You know, don't think for a second that anyone who's gotten anywhere in this business hasn't used the victim card at some point, because we have. It's so true. It's just that we're learning from it. You know, we don't stay there. We don't let it take us out of the game. We just keep working at it. And, you know, that's the behind the scenes things that are so important that you need to work on for you to be able to build up to the person to build an empire. So yeah, when you play the victim card, it causes people to focus on what they can't do instead of what they can do. And I love the saying, if you argue for your limitations, you get to keep them. And that's what the victim card does. You start to defend your excuses. And that's just setting them in concrete even more, right? And we all know our excuses and our limitations are what we create. They're in here, 100%. I love develop gratitude and take responsibility. You know, it is the absolute recipe to just absolute success, basically. And always, you know, real success is a journey. We have to approach it with a long-term mindset. We have to hang in there, stay focused, and keep moving forward. And I love so much how Tony Robbins says, many people overestimate what they can do in a year, but underestimate what they can do in a decade. Don't overestimate the power of the ripple effect. Like Michelle was saying before about the water lily, that is, you know, water doesn't cut through a rock because it's strong. It cuts through a rock because it's persistent. It's determined. It's determined to work out where they're going wrong. It's determined to keep going at it. It's determined to not let the failures put it down. It's determined to not let people outside of the arena put them down. And it's determined to keep their eye on the goal and make it happen. And before you know it, something like water cuts a rock, someone like you becomes an EMVP. And that's how the business works. It's so exciting. It just gives me goosebumps. I get so excited about it. So where am I up to? I've gone so off track, gotten a bit passionate over here. My present circumstance is a direct result of my past choices. My future will be the result of my current thoughts and actions. I am responsible. Take that responsibility on, and it will give you the biggest amount of strength you've ever felt in your whole entire life. The beautiful Heidi Noble, actually, who's on the call tonight, she posted this article in our training page the other day, and I want to close up tonight with the end of the article because I just thought it was extremely powerful. It's one of the best things I've ever read, and write it down and put it up somewhere where you can see it. And it says, remember when you aim high that you need to prepare for gravity. When you aim high, you also set yourself up to fall far, and it hurts and it's embarrassing. For some, this is enough to never try hard, to never aim high, but it also guarantees that you will stay firmly where you are. Me, I can't stay comfortable on the ground. I need to climb. I need to get out there. I need to set goals high. It makes me, Tony Robbins says the definition of happiness is progress. As humans, we need that feeling of progress, that we're doing something, that we have a purpose, that we're getting somewhere to be happy. There is no straight A version. There is no way to climb without the falls, the bruises, and even the evac helicopter rescue, right? And I have had that. So true. It's not easy. Aiming high is not a guarantee. Sometimes things don't work out the way we hoped. But I have come to the conclusion aiming high is part of what makes something great possible. Aiming high is not about an external outcome at all, but about aiming for something higher in you. And it's so true and it's so powerful. And I just want to finish tonight with I remember seeing a quote and it stuck with me and it was so powerful, and it was, everything up until now is pulling the arrow back. You know, like everything you're learning, everything you're going through, everything you're applying, you know, the ups and downs of life, you know, life happens sometimes and you don't get the outcome that you want, but we get up and we go again and we revise that, work out where we went wrong, and we go again. And this is just pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling the arrow back. When you've got the strength and it's back, you let that thing go and it's like, bam, done. So that's it from me tonight. I would love to hand over to my amazing sponsor, beautiful NVPQ, Stacey Doyle. Stacey's an incredible lady and I'm so excited for what she has for us tonight. No doubt it will be amazing. Take it away, Stace.
Oh, thank you so much, Denny. And that was absolutely incredible. Isn't she one of the most beautiful women? And she's always just full of inspiration and just spot on tips. So definitely walk away with everything that you've been given tonight, because it is absolutely incredible. I literally just feel like heading out that front door now and going to offer our business to everyone, because being a part of this beautiful culture and this beautiful team is just something so, so special, and you don't get that everywhere. So first of all, thank you so much to everyone who has shared tonight. And what I'm going to finish on tonight with all of you is my topic on breathe, believe, and take action. And it's something that I've stood by for my entire journey. So for those of you who don't know me, I've been in the business for just over 3.5 years, and I haven't looked back. It's completely changed my life. For me, it's allowed me to grow in confidence and self-esteem, and that is absolutely huge, but it's also helped change the life of my family as well. So when you're in the business, what you need to remember to do is breathe. No matter what elevation it is that you're going for, whether you're going for first step district manager, you know, your area, your VP, your NVP, whatever it is, you just need to breathe. Sit back and take it all in. Visualize what it is that you need to do and just write it down on paper, because when you can see it as well, it becomes embedded in here and it's more likely to happen for you. But the first thing you need to do is breathe, because if you don't breathe, what happens a lot of the time is we start to hyperventilate, we get so super excited, we're running around crazy, and then we don't actually know where to actually start. So take the time to sit down. Like, it's not a waste of time. It's so valuable to just sit back, write it, visualize it, breathe, write it down, and then get into your activity and get into action, because you're giving yourself direction and you're starting with that page of information of where you need to go. Okay, so the biggest tip there is breathe in confidence and exhale doubt. Okay, you need to be confident in everything that you do. And I'll be completely honest with you, throughout my journey, I've not always felt confident. I've never really been a super confident person, but Arlon has allowed me to become more confident. And even now, I'm still growing in confidence as well every single day. So breathe in that confidence and exhale doubt. Put on your best pair of heels or your best set of runners, whatever it is that you're comfy in, and just go out there and be confident in all that you do. Okay, because if you're confident, people are going to pick up on those vibes and they are going to be attracted to you because you are feeling super positive, you know, you're looking super positive and you're speaking positively as well. So breathe in confidence, exhale doubt, always. Number one tip there for breathe. So when you're going for your elevations, breathe and take it one day at a time, okay? We have these figures, we see this number of QV that we need to, you know, get to, and sometimes when we see that, it becomes very overwhelming. So sit back and literally just look at that, but then break your business down into you know, weeks, and then break it down into a day. So you've just got this figure that you need to work towards. And if you're chipping away at your business every single day, just doing one piece of activity each day is going to allow your business to move forward, whether that activity comes in on that day, that week, that month, 6 months down the track. But you're doing that activity and you're going to be doing it consistently, which I'll speak about a little bit later on. But what that allows you to do is you're not becoming stressed within your business because you're into your activity and you're moving forward. So always breathe at the start of every single month. Every single day I sit down and I map out my day of what it's actually going to look like, so I'm not feeling overwhelmed right at the start of, you know, of that day. The second thing that you need to do in your business is you need to believe. And the number one thing that you need to believe in is yourself. Okay, and that's something that I struggled with as well. I especially at the start, I had a PE background, so I was teaching, and, you know, makeup and cosmetics wasn't really my forte. I, you know, put on a little bit of makeup, that was it. Off I went out the door in my denim shorts and joggers every single day on the oval with everyone. So getting into Arbonne, that was something completely different, and I lacked the belief in myself that I could go out and share the business and share the product with people, because it's not something that I felt confident in sharing and presenting with people. So I had to steal the belief from someone else, and that at the time come from Kelly and Cass. Kelly Budnick is my sponsor, and Cass I went to uni with as well. So they were just breathing all of this belief into me that I could literally do it, and I just stole that belief until gradually my belief bank account was just building and building and building, and I just fully believed in myself that I could actually do this business. And, you know, 3.5 years down the track, we're in National Vice President Qualifications, you know, and I'm so grateful to the beautiful organisation that has been created, because they just chip away at their business every single day as well, but they have given me the belief as well that of what is possible within this business. Okay, so the number one person that you need to believe in is yourself always. And if you're having those days where you're feeling really crappy and really down, and that happens in Arbonne, it happens, you know, it was happening when I was teaching, it happens no matter what job you have. I think sometimes we get stuck in our little Arbonne bubble, and we think that the only bad things that happen are within our Arbonne business, okay? And it's not the case. It happens everywhere. So build your belief, build that confidence, and steal the belief from someone else. And on those crappy days, you know, tap into someone else who can help build your belief and allow you to grow in confidence and move forward again. So I know the girls have mentioned it as well, but the iMovie videos are so inspiring. And, you know, some days I still watch mine and I still have tears roll down my face, because I'm connected to that. It's got my why in there. It's got that big picture of where I'm going. It's giving me direction. It allows me to have intention every single day, because I know that what's in that video is what I'm working towards. And on those really tough, hard days that we have within our business, I know that that video is going to get me through, okay? And that's something that I strongly suggest that you, you know, take the time to do. It does take a little bit of time, but then you've got it. And then, you know, when you need that little bit of pick-me-up, you've got that there to watch and listen to as well. So believe in yourself. And Denny spoke about Brené Brown as well. And if you haven't read this book, Daring Greatly by Brené Brown, I strongly suggest that you do, because she just gives you so much belief, and she makes you actually realize that you as a person are enough. No matter where you are and no matter what point you're at within your life, you are enough. And that's something that I say to myself all the time. You know what? That didn't quite go to plan, but that's okay. I am still enough. What can I do now to move forward on that? So it's not just beating yourself up where you're just, you know, literally sucking that belief out of yourself. Build yourself up. Don't knock yourself down. I don't like to see things as positive and negatives. I like to see it as we've got that positive there, and then we've got the learning curve. So that learning curve, what can I now put into place to allow me and my organisation to move forward? Okay, so at the end of the day, whatever happens in your business, you are enough as a person. And that comes from this book, and I've got goosebumps every time I say that, by Brené Brown. And she's absolutely incredible. She's also got phenomenal TED Talks as well. So definitely write her down and invest in her, because she will literally change your mindset on everything that you do. So believe in yourself. The other things that you need to believe in is you need to believe in your product. So be a product of your product. You know, have your home Arbonized, because when you are using the product, again, that is going to build your belief account for your products that you're actually sharing with people. So when they're asking you what they're like, you can share what those products are like. Believe in network marketing and believe in our business opportunity, because it literally is that golden gift, and you need to have that unwavering belief that it is just as incredible that it is, in order to share that with people. Because as soon as your belief starts to, you know, get a little bit out of control, or it starts to waver, people pick up on those vibes. So invest in yourself, jump onto iDesign and just build your belief. So you need to build belief in all facets of your business, but it needs to start with you. The belief needs to come from you first, and then, work on your business opportunity, your products, network marketing. Know what you stand for as a person. Okay, so live wholeheartedly in all that you do. So all facets of your business. The next thing is take action. So we've done the breathe, we've done the belief, and now we're going to take action, because we need to have those things in place, I think, in order to then take action. So the first thing you want to do is grow yourself every single day. And professional development, when Kelly and Cass first told me to start reading when I started my business, I said to them I did not have time. Or Kelly said to me, Stace, are you reading or are you listening? And I would say to her, yeah, Kel, I am. And she's like, okay, what are you reading or what are you listening to? And then I kind of stumbled because I wasn't actually doing it. I'd say to her, okay, I'm not actually reading and I haven't actually been listening to anything. And I basically had to get over myself and go, you know what, I need to make time for this, because this is what's going to change my business, because that's what Cass is doing. That's what Kelly is doing, and they're moving forward. So I need to grow my business and I need to grow my mindset so then my business can grow as well. So invest in your power hour and your professional development every single day. Consistency is the golden key in your business. If you want to move forward, you need to do those things, okay? Activity is there, which you need to grow your QV, but your professional development is what's going to grow your mindset, which is just as important within your organization. So in your diary, my number one tip for your diary is time block that. So have your highlighters out and time block your family time block your DMO, time block your power hour, because once it's in your diary, that's where it is. And we know that life happens, okay? And sometimes that time blocking gets all out of whack, but it's all about then rescheduling that into your diary. And one of the tips I was given is, we make appointments. So we make appointments, business appointments, we make campus session appointments, tote drops, okay? And you probably 100% of the time, we turn up to those appointments, okay? So when you're time blocking in your diary and you're time blocking your power hour, make that an appointment. You've made that appointment with yourself. Would you cancel on anyone else? No, you wouldn't. So why cancel on yourself? Allow yourself to grow. So set appointments for yourself in your diary. So then go, you know what? I've got my power hour there. I need to get that done. I'm going to make that a scheduled appointment in my diary, and I'm going to stick to that. Okay. And that allowed me then, when I heard that, I went, that is so true. That then allowed me to do that consistently every single day. And we know that life happens and we don't always get that power hour done, all at once, but as long as you're doing it throughout your day, you will grow, okay? The next thing is follow the system, okay? We've got the DMO, we've got the power of 10. Follow the system, it's there, it works. You've seen, there's living proof of that it works. So don't try and reinvent the wheel. Just go in there, learn it, know it, master it, okay? Get it done and do it consistently. Do what works for you. So I use find your power of 10 rhythm. Whatever that is, just do it consistently and you will grow, okay? The next thing is make sure you've got your strategy set every single month. This is so important. I do my strategy, I send it through to Kel. Okay, every single month you want to have that strategy there, because that is going to give you direction in your business. It's going to give you something to work towards, and it's going to give you intention to start your day every single day. So have that strategy there. You've got your monthly strategy, then break it down into a weekly strategy, and then break it down into your daily strategy, which is basically your DMO anyway. Okay, so put it in there. Have yourself strategize and set yourself goals. And I do the same thing with my goals. I have the 3, okay? Good, great, awesome goals. And again, that come from Kelly. And it is just incredible. You feel fantastic at the end of the month. Even if you have only hit that good goal, you've still got that big green tick there. And you've got those other goals that have moved then on to the next month. So set yourself your goals, again, your monthly, your weekly, your daily, because once you have those set, you will be working towards something every single day. You won't just be drifting along, okay? It's going to give you intention, it's going to give you urgency, and it's going to give you excitement within your business as well. The next one is help your team set goals as well, and don't tell them what their goals are. Okay, if you're going for an elevation, don't say to them, I need you to do district manager. I need you to do area manager. They are their own business owner. Let them set their goal and help them achieve that goal, okay? And then have their goals up on your office wall so you can help them achieve those goals throughout the month as well. My next one is chip away, again, one day at a time. Don't sit in front of your computer and just hit that refresh button on your QV stats, okay? That's not going to bring in activity. And I know sometimes we think, oh no, it's so far away, I've got this big number to achieve, so we just keep hitting refresh, okay? It's not going to change. Get yourself out into activity, go out and do the do. Build your business in your own backyard, okay? In order to, hit your bigger elevations, you need to just be going district manager over and over and over again, okay, and showing other people how to do that. So building your district manager's burgers, check out iDesign. It's absolutely incredible. And if you're building your central district, you're going to have a beautiful, strong foundation within your organisation, okay? So yeah, don't hit your refresh button. Get out into activity, because inactivity creates anxiety and it creates that negative self-talk, okay? When you're in activity, you feel fantastic. You feel positive. You want to move forward. You love your Arbonne business. As soon as you stop booking activity, then all of that self-doubt starts to creep in about you. It starts to creep in about your organisation, and all of a sudden you hate your Arbonne business and you want to give up, okay? So just stay consistent every single day in terms of booking activity and moving forward. Remember that tomorrow is a new day, and I love that Danny spoke about this topic, because I'm someone that, I don't like to beat myself up. I don't allow myself often to, steal that energy of spending the time beating myself up and pulling myself down, okay? What happens, life happens. Take it, move forward. Put something in place that can help you move forward. So reflect. It's huge. You need to be reflecting in your business, on your life, on your family life, whatever it is. Reflecting all the time is so pivotal within your organisation, because then it can then allow you to implement things to move forward within your business. So don't beat yourself up. Grow yourself. Go and pick up a book. Go and listen to something that's going to help you grow and move forward. The next one is get over yourself if you are feeling fearful. We all feel fearful. I've got people on my list where I feel fearful in terms of offering the business, but I think about it like this. Kelly was brave enough to offer me the business. All of you here on screen have had someone who has been brave enough to put their fear aside, to go up to you and go, hey, I've got something awesome that I'd love to share with you. So just go, you know what? They deserve to hear about this business opportunity, because I love what I do, and why can they not have what I have? All right. So just put that fear aside, get over yourself. Just go, you know what? I've got this. Breathe in confidence, exhale doubt, put on your best gear that you're comfy in, go out there and offer the business to someone that you are actually fearful on. And put that into your diary to do this week, because the sooner you do it, the sooner you're going to feel confident. Even if you go up there and they say no to you, you know what? You've got a big green tick there, because you've done something that's outside of your comfort zone. You've planted that little seed with them, and they may, not join your business, but they may use your product, okay? Whether it's now, next week, next month, next year, okay? Get over yourself. Go and offer someone the business that you're fearful for, to offer the business to, because you'll feel fantastic regardless whether they say yes or no. Lead the way and enjoy your journey. So I'm just going to finish up. Lead the way and enjoy your journey. Don't put yourself under the pump all the time. Enjoy and love what you do, okay? If you're feeling like you're in a rut, do something to make it change, okay? Get yourself out of that rut, because we have so much fun doing what we do. Yeah, we have times that are crappy. Yeah, we have times where we are just got that blood, sweat and tears just pouring down, but it is so worth it. Trust me. 3.5 years in, we've had the ups, we've had the downs, we've had the plateaus, okay? But all of that is worth it, because it's got us to where we are here tonight. Okay, so just enjoy your journey and have fun. Love what you do, and watch yourself grow. Build a beautiful culture within your organisation. I just like to see all of us as one big family. Like, you literally feel like you've got this beautiful family, extended family. So build that culture within your own organisation, because it is so, so super special, and you will have each other's back right throughout your journey, which is absolutely incredible. So they are basically my top tips. Breathe, believe, and take action within your business every single day. Go and implement what you've been given tonight. I just want to give the biggest shout out to all of you who have plugged in tonight, because staying consistent and staying plugged in is going to allow you to grow as well. So thank you for taking the time to invest in yourself. Make sure you've got this call scheduled into your diary every single month, because you do not want to cancel on yourself, because these calls are absolutely incredible. It literally, just think of it, you've got a backpack on. Every time that these calls are on, you've got little gems that you're just throwing into that backpack, and when something pops up, you can pull that gem out and you can implement that into your business. Okay, so thank you all for plugging in. Thank you so much to all of the girls who have shared tonight. Absolute incredible tips. I've taken down loads and loads of notes, and I'm so grateful to all of you for taking the time to pop all of those notes down and share with everyone tonight. And something I just want to leave you with this month, so I'm just closing off the cast. This month we are actually going for the $1 Million Club. So how special is it that all of you are going to be a part of becoming the $1 Million Club? So what I want us to do is we want to hold hands, and we want to absolutely motor and move forward. Go away. If you haven't set your strategy, get your strategy set, get your goals set. We had a massive October. November is the biggest month of the year. Don't be left behind. Now is the time. Get yourself into activity by having your goals and your strategy set. Reach out to your upline, reach out to your sister lines, and just go for it. Reach out to your team, because anything is possible and you deserve the absolute best. So let's hold hands together. Let's do this. Reach out to anyone if you need, and I hope all of you have thoroughly enjoyed tonight. But thank you so much for plugging in, and we will see all of you on the very next Nation of Nations call. Have a good night.